Today, the topic is on self-knowledge. So this is the goal of yoga, of all yoga practice, is to have self-knowledge. Because self-knowledge will free you from all problems, from all suffering. However, it's not easy to have self-knowledge. You have to prepare yourself for it. So you are the immortal self, pure spirit, and you identify with the body and mind. And your ego is there as a big obstacle for you to realize yourself. That is why life is complicated and you have different kind of problems that keep reoccurring over and over again. We sat through many different lifetimes. But come to a lifetime, you wanted to know the truth about your mind, about why we see things that way, about the root cause of suffering, and you want the way out by approaching an enlightened teacher or lineage, and by willing to train ourselves, willing to surrender and to humble ourselves so we can become a student to learn about ourselves. So self-knowledge is not about learning about somebody's mind, but it is about learning about oneself. Who can learn about oneself? Who benefit from learning about oneself? Is oneself. That means you benefit from learning about your own mind and your own way and your own strength and your own weaknesses. So it's not about other people. It's not the path of bhakti yoga or the path of love or self-love. It's the path of self-knowledge. Eventually it will meet also with all the other yoga paths. But now, today, I will talk more about self-knowledge. So according to scripture, there's a lot of scriptures that talk about and train us about on the path of yoga in order for us to get self-knowledge. But the summary, you can say, is 4 words. If you want to get self-knowledge, you need to have self-control. You need to have contentment. You need to have satsanga. And you need to have self-inquiry. Why we need to have self-control, to have self-knowledge? Because if your mind is up and down, your mind is changing, your mind is being swayed by the emotions, anger, greed, hatred, jealousy, envy, fear, anxiety. Your mind is like the waves in the lake that disturb the surface of the lake, and you cannot see your true picture. I mean, if your mind is agitated, you will not be able to see yourself or understand yourself or have peace. Because your mind keeps projecting different thoughts, different ideas, different contradicting emotions. So you will not be able to recognize yourself to be peace and bliss and happiness all the time. So that's why all the yoga practices, including Hatha Yoga, practicing asanas daily, practicing pranayama, practicing japa, meditation on mantra, practicing meditation, practicing positive thinking, is helping you to have the control of your mind, to have self-control. Because when your mind is calm, peaceful, then you'll be able to perceive the self. Okay? Everything in the world of yoga is aiming toward helping you to have peace of mind and self-control. A person is completely up and down, here and there, completely imbalanced, angry, desirous, lack of self-control, will not be able to advance further in self-knowledge, and only self-knowledge can set you free. That is according to Shankaracharya, who is the founder of all our lineage, of monastic lineage. He said, self-knowledge is the only way that can remove darkness. So you want to be free from your suffering, you have to be willing to train yourself, train your mind. When we say train yourself is wrong, train your mind. So that you don't run with what you like and run away from what you dislike. So you are not motivated just by your emotional impulse and your desire. So we talk about the development of intelligence, but also the development of emotional intelligence, how you develop the capacity to regulate your emotions and to see things clearly and to be balanced. This is part of self-control. So it can take a lifetime to practice self-control. Okay? So the 5 points of yoga that is taught by Sivananda system, proper asana, pranayama, relaxation, a sattvic diet, positive thinking, and meditation is helping you to have self-control. By holding the posture, be still, by balancing your two flow of breath, the right brain and left brain, by learning to let go and surrender, relax, eating the right kind of food that is not too exciting, not addictive, and withdraw the mind inward. So these are called the 5 points of yoga. So these help you to balance your mind and have some level of control of your mind and little glimpse of seeing who you are. The second point is contentment, the practice of contentment. You can say one word like this, contentment, seems easy, but it is the whole practice to control again the mind, the emotions, and the desires. Because the mind's constantly fluctuating and have all kinds of desire. I want. And then you run here, run there to satisfy your desire. You go through the up and down of the desire mind. So therefore, you cannot withdraw inward. You cannot think of your true self that is already bliss absolute, because you cannot be content. Only when you turn inward and don't want anything, become a desireless person, and get your nourishment from within, from the consciousness of yourself that is already there, that bring you peace and bring you light, and avoid the temptation of the senses. Only at that time you would be able to have contentment. So the person of self-knowledge is a person that is calm and not desirous and accepting all things that happen in life with equanimity, not reacting, not pushing away, not getting angry, not run here, run there, not comparing. So the person that is content is happy within. And this is what we are aiming for, to be happy within. If somebody give you a gift, a smile, you're happy. If somebody give you an insult and take things from you, you are happy. So whatever come in life, the person is calm and happy from within. not happy emotionally. Because our definition of happiness is always happiness externally after you get what you want. But contentment is different. Contentment means that you already know that you have everything and you are detached from everything, the impressions, sensual impressions, outside sensual temptation, and all the coming and going in life, and all the karmic result of what happened in your life. You stay inward. That's what it means, contentment. You stay as an observer, detached, stay inward. You never lose yourself, running here and there, because you are convinced that all truth is within, light is within. So there is another word that describes more or less that contentment. Is called uparati in Vedanta. Is the turning inward, resolutely turning inward. Not having any expectation about anything or anybody outside to fulfill you or to give you satisfaction and happiness. So this doesn't mean that you resent and you are locked in and you are isolated and then you reject people and you're afraid of people. That is not it. Some people, they get frustrated when they are acting in life. They get disappointment in relationship and they become, secluse, recluse, indifferent, hiding from the world. That is not contentment. That is the reaction to desire unfulfilled. So contentment is not an easy quality to acquire. So think about it. Okay? And in daily life you can practice. If your mind say, oh, okay, I need this today, you have to say, it's okay. Everything is okay. I will not die if I don't have this. I'll be fine by the grace of God. Everything will be fine. God is there to give me what I need, not what I desire. My sustenance, my food, my lodging, my company, everything has been given and provided to me. Everything is good. I don't have to worry. So you remain content. Okay, so this is the second condition for self-knowledge. You have to come from that place of not wanting anything. And the third condition is called satsanga. Satsanga means company of the wise. So why self-knowledge comes from satsanga? Satsanga as opposed to kusanga. Kusanga is company with undesirable people. Because satsanga, when you are in company with the wise, either through books, through meeting, through satsanga, or to accompany a person in daily life, or visit with them, you are influenced by positive vibration, a positive energy that comes from higher consciousness. So if the person is more evolved and they tune to higher level thoughts, then you like to be in their company. So in the Sivananda system, we are in the company of the satsanga with Swami Sivananda and Swami Vishnudevananda. So in the ashram, everybody has to gather every day, twice a day, to listen to lecture or reading from the masters or from the senior teacher that is interpreting the masters. So that is the practice of satsanga. So when you are in satsanga, you listen. Because you know that you don't know. And you are the one that wanting to learn. And your ego is calm and subdued, wanting to learn, and not thinking that the world is there to serve you. So satsanga is a requirement because your mind always forget the goal. Your mind always forget that self-knowledge is the thing that will set you free. It's not the pursuit of all the objects of this world and all your projects and all your idea. It's not that will bring you peace and the fulfillment that you are wanting. So in satsanga, you will be reminded of what is important and what is not. Satsanga has to be continuous because your mind has the capacity to forget very quickly. Yeah, like I give you this satsanga, and then half an hour later, when the class finished, you walk out, oops, all of a sudden you forget everything. It doesn't take long. So we come back to our natural, not natural, but our habitual mindset. And we go on pursuing different goals as we used to do. So we are not really thinking deep, and we are not having any feeling of what is real and what is illusion. So we go back to our own habit. So satsanga is very important because you cannot really have self-knowledge alone. You have to have self-knowledge through seeing yourself reflected in the eyes of a wise person. Because normally you think you know yourself by looking only at your ego, what you like and what you not like and your emotions. You think it is me. So satsanga is the thing that will contradict the ego. Because satsanga would give you another picture, another level of thinking altogether. So you will not be complacent and have that false contentment. So you will be more aware and awake. Aware and awake of what? Aware and awake of your own tendency. Aware and awake of your own weaknesses. You'll be able to wake up and see how blind you were and how ignorant the mind can be. We call tamas mind, tamasic mind, is the mind that is in denial, that's seeing only the darkness, that has no capacity of questioning oneself, all the time blaming others, and a rajasic mind is also the mind that is looking outward, pointing finger at others, egoistic, selfish, full of desire. So, sattvic mind is the mind that is calm, that's seeking knowledge, so that is willing to learn, willing to respect the knowledge, and willing to go through discipline in order for the light within or the truth within to be revealed. So you would enjoy from the company of satsanga only when you are ready. Because you can be in satsanga in company and then you're all the time criticizing, and then you are sleeping, or you are rejecting. So you are not ready for satsanga. So satsanga is the third condition according to scripture for self-knowledge. You have to be in company with the enlightened one. That was the instruction. That's why even though you are bright and brilliant, you would still need to have a teacher. And the teacher is not the person that be under your thumb. You have to have respect. Then you get the knowledge. Okay? So the condition, again, I repeat, you have to know that you don't know. You have to know that you are in the dark, and you are willing to change, and you're willing to listen. It's you that need the teacher, not the teacher needs you. And you have to be able to consider that you are blessed to even have satsanga. So the fourth condition for self-knowledge, all these conditions are a summary of the four paths of yoga, in fact. Some people have more knowledge of the four paths of yoga. So self-control is a path of Raja Yoga and Hatha Yoga. Contentment, again, is a path of meditation, turning inward. Satsanga is the path of devotion to teaching or to teacher, Bhakti Yoga. Devotion to God. The path of prayer, the path of surrendering, the path of acceptance. And the last one, last point, is the self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is from the path of Jnana Yoga, asking ourselves, who am I? And knowing, who am I not? And then you have to have that clarity all the time in the mind, so you don't act out of your ego. Because the ego is the opposite of self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is knowing the true self, the immortal Atman within you, that is the source of all existence, all manifestations, that is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, that is connected to all, that is unchanging, that is a pure consciousness within you. But you mistake that you are this limited person. You are this male, you are this female, you are this young, you are this old person, you are this rich person, poor person, intelligent person, or, forgetful person. So you have all different ideas about yourself, the body and mind of yourself, thinking this is you. So the practice of self-inquiry is a practice of constant knowing who you are in essence, in truth, by rejecting who you are not. So your mind has to be your intellect has to be quite sharp. And you have to have a lot of training in order for you to be able to stand on the truth of who you are in all conditions, in all occasions, and not be swayed by your habit, by your selfishness, habitual selfishness, or habitual emotions, fear, or all kinds of karmic situations that might happen. So you have to ask yourself the question, who am I? In the back of your mind. Not just like you are a crazy person, you know. don't know how to function in life. But you have to educate your intellect. So your intellect become more and more subtle and discriminative, be able to show you from inside who you are and who you are not. It's called discriminative intellect. And the practice of yoga, different practice of yoga, help you to have that clear thinking so that you can make decision that is enlightened, that is helping you, that is help you to evolve, helping you to evolve. Okay? So, self-inquiry means development of the discriminative intellect. Who knows, which knows what is real, what is truth, and what is temporary, and that is illusory. And you have to be able to do it in daily life. So you remain wise. A person that have this self-inquiry is not blind by their emotions, is not blind by their desire. Remain wise. Know what is right and wrong. Remain calm. If you are not calm, if you are swayed by your emotions up and down, it means that you don't have that self-control, contentment, inner guidance, and self-examination within you. So you are completely controlled by your emotions and by the ego, completely consumed by your false sense of self. Okay? So to summarize, self-knowledge is something that is important, but that will set you free. That's the purpose and goal of life. The practice of the 4 paths of yoga and the 5 points lead you to self-knowledge. And in summary, the all practice that leads you to self-control is helping you to be aware of yourself. And the practice of contentment, that means turning within and not having desire. Not too much attached, because the problem also is attachment that makes that you cannot be content. And you need to be in company of people of the same wavelength, the company of wisdom. So those who can come and stay for a period of time in ashram or centers, be in a gurukula, and be guided daily, so you don't think that what you think is the truth, and you'll be able to surrender every day. Surrender the ego, surrender the idea of I am in control of my life. Practice satsanga, morning, evening, all the time. And the last point is that's part of the practice of wisdom. Do self-inquiry within your mind all the time. That wakefulness needs to be there. So you are not sleeping and staying, like I said, complacent and believe whatever that you see, whatever that you think, whatever that you feel to be the truth. Hare Om Tat Sat.